Pillars of Strong Faith, Part 1. I've been told many times over the years that I'm a woman of strong faith, but most people don't see. The Lord has been teaching me about faith since I was a teenager. Even in my young adult years, I knew without fully understanding why that one day He would ask me to teach about faith. I just didn't realize how much faith I was going to have to use and need in my own life first. First pillar I want to share is dependence on Jesus. Is one of the most strongest pillars you could have for growing and deepening your faith in the Lord is your dependence on Jesus. John 15:5 says that apart from me you can do nothing. The Greek word for apart actually means separated from, independent of, or cut off. And to have strong faith, you need to be a person that refuses to live independently from Jesus. The word abide in the Greek actually means to remain, to stay, to make a home. So strong faith doesn't grow by striving harder, but by staying connected. So when you are dependent on Jesus, you're not looking at circumstances around you. Don't look for feelings to determine truth in any situation, and you don't look at your own strength to sustain you. When I was a teenager, the Lord was really showing me Him as my Heavenly Father and going to Him for the things that I needed. Multiple times as a teenager, I saw the Lord do amazing things and had faith in Him that He would take care of my needs. When I was a teenager, I was working full time and I was not going to have my ride to work anymore. I had just started working and I did not have enough money to really pay for a vehicle. And I always asked the Lord that when I had my first vehicle, that I really wanted it to be good on gas, small and easy for me to drive, and dependable, and for me to be able to pay cash for it. Went straight to my Heavenly Father and was like, God, how am I going to get to work if I don't have a car or a ride now? And how am I even going to pay for it when I just started working? I don't have enough money. So I gave it to the Lord because He was like my Heavenly Father. And I kid you not long after giving that to the Lord, I was able to purchase a vehicle for cash. It was exactly what I had asked for. It was everything that I needed in that season, and the Lord provided it for me when I depend on Him and went to Him for my needs and not myself, because I could not have been able to do that. If I wanted a vehicle, I would have had to go into debt for one. Think about how much you are actually depending on Jesus, because the people with great faith are the ones that depend on and rely on Jesus the strongest. Strong faith is not loud and it's not flashy. It is quiet confidence. Jesus is enough and I will depend on Him. Proverbs 3:5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Faith transfers weight off of yourself and onto God. It doesn't matter how the details work out. You don't need to know all the details. When you are dependent and relying on the Lord, you don't need to know the details to know that it's going to be taken care of. Your need is found in Jesus.